everyone, welcome back. It's Charlotte from At Charlotte's House, and today I'm going to walk you around our house and give you a little bit of a video tour. We've only been here for 2 years and I've already rearranged a lot of these rooms more than once, so head over to my blog, check out the current home tour, and you'll get a sense of how these rooms have looked since we bought the house. I will admit I tidied up and cleaned, so I don't think you'll find any socks scattered around, but I didn't clean up too much. When you come in the house, the first thing you see is the foyer. This house was built around 1850 and it's got just beautiful features and molding, and this was the room that I fell in love with when I first saw the house. To the left of the foyer is the formal living room, and with 5 small children, we don't use this space as much as we would like, but it's perfect on days like Christmas morning, and everything you see is pretty much thrifted or upcycled or found at the flea market, so leave me a comment if you have any questions. Most of these items are on my blog. In the corner you can see some items tucked away for another project I have coming up in our master bathroom. And then next door, this is the den or the office. I'll often sit in here to get away from the children and do my blog work. That purple piece has been in Better Homes and Gardens and people really enjoy it. It was an old file cabinet that I painted with that lavender ombre. And as you can see, I love to bring in the old with the new, flea market treasures with family hand-me-downs, and some brand spanking new pieces as well. Now we're going to walk out of the living room, back through the foyer, into my new playroom. I just shared this on the blog and I am crazy about it. It's a little hard to see because of the light. You can see all the kids' toys are out and about, but I put some wallpaper on that back wall, tried to organize the toy shelf a little bit. I have that sofa table there, so when you come into the house, you're not just immediately staring at playroom junk. And then of course, that beautiful gallery wall. All the fireplaces in this house work, and one day we'll use them more than we do. For now, we only use the one in the family room. But it's nice to know we have the option. This is our formal dining room. I redid this about a year ago, and it's now set for Easter. That was something else I was working on for the blog. But I painted it navy blue. I reupholstered those chairs I found at the thrift store. I repainted that buffet I found at the Restore. I sewed some curtains, put in a new light, and this room is really fun and eclectic and quirky. That will go outside, that planter you see there. But we are still below freezing here in Connecticut at night, so. Now I'm going to turn around, and behind me is how you get into our kitchen and family room. And this kitchen is fairly dated. I added a command center there where I have all our papers and whatnot. And I've brought in a new table that I painted to match. But you can see the green tiles are dated, the pine cabinets are dated. It's not awful, but I'm eager to get in here when I have a little more budget and update it a little bit. That wall is our pantry, essentially. And then this is where we really spend most of our time. That's Frank. He's my assistant today. But we got that sectional off of Craigslist. It fits that corner really nicely. And everything else is salvaged or flea market. That chair is the first thing I tried to upholster myself. I'd say it's a C+. We didn't like the back cushions on this chair, on this sectional. It felt like it just was pushing us forward too much. And so we got rid of them and just have all those throw pillows, which is much more fun. And the kids can make their forts. Those chairs were the first things I ever had upholstered, and they were, I think a maroon when I bought them. And I love that fabric, and then I put some coffee sacks on the bottom. My upholsterer thought I was crazy. So this is the fireplace we use all the time. I found those fun flea market stools for the bar area. This room gets a lot of action. So I'm going to walk out of our kitchen into the mudroom. And this is the only space that we have for all the kids' stuff. And in winter, it's overflowing. But I added that lab cabinet that I salvaged. It's getting a little dark, I'm sorry. And we put a row of hooks, and then I built that cabinet underneath. So there's a drawer for every child's shoes. So many snow pants and coats. And then I'm going to slowly turn you around. That is one of those IKEA shoe cabinets that I mounted to that wall, and that holds our hats and our gloves in the winter. And in the summer, it holds baseball hats, things like that. That bench has hidden storage, but it's a nice little perch for the younger ones. And then we're going to go up these back stairs. I always have a basket at the base of my stairs just to catch all the stuff that kids inevitably bring up and down. So these stairs, I added that runner. It's 2 runners that I sewed together, and if you look very carefully right there, you can see the seam. I painted it to match, but you can't tell. It's a nice budget way to get an interesting runner in there. So this part of the house was added closer to the 80s. So this is not the original house. This is my daughter's room. My daughter is a real artist. So there's usually cups and cups of pens and markers. And she helped me decorate this room. She wanted everything fuchsia. We did not paint the walls fuchsia, but I tried to accommodate her wherever I could. So she picked out the fabric, which I love. She's a real bookworm, so we've organized all her books recently. I love the industrial letter that I found. And her nightside table has become a little bit of a bedroom for her friend Elsa. But lots of textures, no rules. Here's a headboard that I hung over her desk because I just love the shape of it. She helped me pick out that desk at the Restore, and we painted it. She has a little table in the corner for all her Legos. This is a really fun room for her. I found those paintings, or those prints rather, at the Restore, if you can believe it. They're so big. So moving next door, this is her brother's room. And her brother's room is just filled with more flea market finds. His room gets so much nice sun. But he has his air hockey table. We sit there at night and read stories. I repurposed a globe into those hanging pendant lights, which are really nice when you're reading there. All his Legos and cars and trucks live in that bookshelf. And then I made that bed so that I could fit that trundle underneath it. And the trundle has been a great addition to this space because it's so easy to pull out when the kids want to have sleepovers with each other. So if one of his sisters wants to come share the room with him, they can. Those are just clipboards that I have hung there as sort of a gallery wall, so any works of art don't have to get thrown out. And then he uses this old train table for his Legos. So the kids all share one bathroom that's in here. And I painted the vanity that beautiful blue. I added some wallpaper, some fun kid-friendly art. This room is really fun. There's a shower behind me if they need. There I am, hi guys. And then I replaced the lights also. So those are really easy ways to update a space. Paint, light fixtures, and a more modern wall covering. Hiding behind those doors is our washer dryer. We don't have a laundry room in this house yet. One day, one of these small rooms might become laundry. So I'm walking into the baby's nursery, and we decorated and designed this before he was born, so we didn't know if we were having a boy or a girl. But this is a pretty popular post on my blog. I added, those are just pine everyday boards that I stained to look like old wood, and then I hung them there. So that's sort of a fake reclaimed wood accent wall. And then I put some fun wallpaper in here, hung new curtains. That is a repurposed pastry crate that he uses for his little books. And this is his cute room. And right next to him is my daughter's room, always with the dress-ups hanging on the hooks. And you can tell these are small rooms. They're not too small, but they're definitely small. So there may come a day when the kids choose to share rooms just so they get a little more space, and that's great. I made that tapestry hanging over her bed. I love. It's just an IKEA throw rug that I stenciled and added tassels to, and then I mounted a thrifted headboard. She's a very cheerful little girl, so this room suits her well. And then of course she loves her dollhouse. So now we're going back into the original part of the house, and you can tell because the ceilings get a little higher, the moldings get a little more intricate. Originally this landing was much bigger, but we borrowed some space so that we could have a closet in our bathroom. This is our master bedroom. I love all the neutral textures that are in here. We have not painted in this room, so the wall color isn't exactly right for my decor, but it's not awful. And let's be honest, who wants to paint a whole room like this? Again, all sorts of thrifted goodies. I made that headboard. I DIY'd those acrylic frames, and that's just some marbled paper that I put behind there. I painted our side tables. I got them off Craigslist. That's a dresser I got off Craigslist and painted. I think the curtains came from Home Goods. So you can see that when it comes to decor, I don't really follow too many rules. I kind of figure, what have you got to lose? But I definitely like bringing in color and texture. A lot of people struggle with the way I've hung that painting, but you can see how off-center our mantelpiece is. So I centered the painting on the wall, and that mantle, this fireplace, has been blocked up, so we'll never use that, but it is a lovely feature. Every time I'm in here, I wish I could just lie down and take a nap. So I'm backing out of our bedroom, and right next to us is my daughter's room. And she's got all the goods in here. So like I said, one day, one of the kids will probably come in and share this room because she has a bunk bed that we bought for our old house. And I love this bunk bed because it has stairs, so I don't worry about them getting up in the middle of the night. But her room is so colorful. She has that big, awesome ottoman that I made out of a coffee table, and they're on that thing all the time. They use it for tea parties and performances and you name it. I repainted that dresser with that crazy pattern. I just love the colors, so I haven't painted over it. It's a DIY light box. If she ever needs a night light, we can turn that on. And then last summer, she wanted her own little desk area, so we went, see if it'll brighten up for you. There we go. So we went and we found that desk. I painted the legs a blue because I think it makes it look a little more modern. And then she can put her artwork there, and she has little hanging shelves. It's so cute. I upholstered that bookshelf so that it's nice little cozy storage for her. And here you get the full view. I know it seems crazy that we have a slide in here, but they love it. They play underneath it as a fort. They go down it, up, down, all around. And then last but not least, I'm gonna take you upstairs. The previous owners filled in the attic. Filled in, that's not the right word. The previous owners finished the attic, and this is a space that I'd like to give a little attention to. I've done minimal work up here, but I think this could be really fun. So right now this is a guest room, but I suspect one of the kids will move up here when they get older. But this is really all my thrifted patterns and treasures. I collect that embroidered artwork, and I have, you know, a pile of them in the closet to be hung. So I'd love to rehang them so that there isn't even a space between them. Those are thrifted beds that are beginning to get a little bit grubby. So I might make some new headboard. You can see there's a chicken crate there that I made into a bedside table. I've layered all sorts of patterns in here, and it's really a nice space. So I think with just a little bit of work, it could be an amazing space, but it's not bad. So there you have it. That's our house. Thanks for watching, you guys. I'm so happy you got to come along on this video house tour. So head over to my blog, www.charlotteshouse.com. If you can't find it, seriously, leave me a comment. I'll point you to the right link, answer any questions if I can. Don't forget to subscribe. Thanks for watching.